Welcome back to Leeds Lately. It's been a while since I've done a sit-down video like this. I've done a couple of live streams, but I haven't really done a sit-down one like this in a while, but I thought I had to. I've had a busy weekend. I actually missed a bit of the first half of the Wolves Leeds United game at Molineux, but I caught the rest of it and I wanted to talk about it today because Leeds have got 3 points on the board, three massive and three valuable points that have taken us up to 14th, which is actually ironically where a lot of us predicted we would be at the end of the season. But obviously, there's still a long road left to go, and we're only actually 3 points ahead of bottom place. But to go from 19th to 14th with one win just shows how tight it is down there. The game itself, then, it was Melié's 100th appearance, the youngest ever goalkeeper in the Premier League to reach 100 appearances. So congratulations to him, and he actually had a really good game. But if we start from the start, Jack Harrison scored very early on with a great move from Leeds, sweeping down the left-hand side. Nonto cutting it back into the box. Harrison sweeping it into the back of the net. Great start. Then you had what happened with Junior Firpo. Now, I actually didn't catch this part of the game, so all I could go off was the fact that the co-commentator, who I'm sure a lot of people have complained about, and I've seen them complaining about, was very anti-Leeds, was going on about this supposed penalty shout from Junior Firpo early on, and they were saying, I can't believe it wasn't looked at, So I was thinking, this must have been a blatant penalty then that they just missed and they didn't look at on the VAR. I've seen it back today. It's not even a penalty. You've seen them given, okay, but there was very minimal contact. Junior Firpo and I can't remember who it was. It might have been Sarabia. Go for the ball at the same time. Their feet are like this next to each other, and they both kick the ball. And Sarabia dives on the floor. I don't think it's a penalty. So for the co-commentator to go on about it that much, he must hate Leeds, which is even more satisfying when Leeds go and win. Then you had Luke Ayling's goal coming in at the back post and heading it in the bottom corner, just saved into the net by the goalkeeper. But 2-0 up, and you're thinking, right, we're cruising here. Rasmus Christensen comes on, and I said, well, I'm not sure I would be bringing Rasmus on when we need to hold on to this 2-goal advantage. Rasmus then scores instantly, so I ate my own words there. Great substitution from Javi Gracia. Rasmus scores instantly, puts it in the bottom corner, and you're thinking 3-0, we're cruising, good for our goal difference, gets us up the league, up to 14th, excellent. Then something very weird happens. Now, I don't blame Meslier for this at all, but I just think it's just luck that it fell to Johnny in the way it did. So Meslier was the one where he came out of his box, headed it away. I think Gracia has been asking him to be a bit more of a sweeper keeper now, so when the ball does come through, he's always alert and aware that he might have to come out and clear it, and that was the case here. He came out, headed it away, diving header away, couldn't get back to his goal in time, and Johnny Otto lobbed him from about 40 or 50 yards out. It was a ridiculous goal. But it inspired a bit of a comeback from them. And then long-time Leeds United target, Mateus Cunha, got a really, really lucky goal. Because his shot, you can see from the replays in the trajectory of it, his shot was actually just going to go straight at Meslier, a pretty weak shot along the ground, but it flicked off the back of Max Verber's heel and went into the bottom corner. And you're thinking, how are we this unlucky? And that's at the point where, as a Leeds fan, most of us are pessimists anyway, and we're thinking, right, well, it's going to be 3-3 now, isn't it? Guaranteed. But that's when Johnny Otto gets himself sent off, and that was, obviously, I'm glad that Luke Ayling's okay, but it was heaven sent for us that they went down to 10 men and we were able to get back in the ascendancy again, because before Johnny Otto got sent off, Wolves were really starting to come back into that game and really starting to pressure us to get a third goal. And then Johnny Otto goes straight over the ball into Luke Ayling's leg. Now, I've seen a lot of Wolves fans complain that this wasn't a red card. Honestly, it's the most blatant red card I've ever seen, I think. He goes straight over the top of the ball, not allowed to do that. Studs up, not allowed to do that. Right into the shins, not allowed to do that. Luke Ayling's leg bent nearly in half, not allowed to do that. That goes without saying. So when they look back on VAR, they saw it, and he looked at it for about 30 seconds. I would have needed to see one replay of that seen the way that Luke Ayling's leg bent, the fact that Johnny went over the ball because he'd overran it. It was an accident, but it was a blatant red card and a definite red card. So he then got sent off, and then Lopetegui and all the staff were going mental. And later on in the game, Mateus Nunes got sent off as well, even though he was an unused substitute. I think he was an unused substitute. Maybe he came off earlier in the game, but at least he was on the bench. He wasn't on the pitch, and he got sent off as well for allegedly pushing the linesman, which I never actually saw a replay of. But Wolves were going mental, basically. And then you had the final goal where Rodrigo scored to make it 4-2 in the 97th minute. But this one was contentious as well because Jack Harrison was sort of nudged by Adama Traore. Then as Jack fell, he tried to use Adama Traore's shirt as a bit of like something to hang on to. So he pulled his shirt. And Adama Traore, he just stopped. He didn't play to the whistle because the ball was like three or 4 feet away from him. He could have just carried on running and got that ball, but he just went like that, just expecting it to be a foul. So Leeds were like, right, well, we'll take advantage of that anyway. And we went up the pitch, and Rodrigo scored a fantastic goal where he just lobbed it over the Wolves goalkeeper into the back of the net. It was an excellent finish, and it wasn't ruled out. And that was when Nunes got sent off, I think, because the Wolves bench was absolutely incensed by this. But the thing is, I don't know why, because it wouldn't really have mattered anyway. If that had been chalked off, we still would have won 3-2. There wasn't time for them to go up the pitch and score and get an equaliser. So I don't know why they were so angry about that. Maybe there was just a build up of things that they thought they were going against us. But I think a lot of Wolves fans think that there's a complete agenda against them, which makes me laugh because when you look at the game earlier in the season, their first game of the season, actually, at Elland Road, I was there. Jose Sarr goes up to try and clear the ball, and he just goes straight into Rasmus Christensen, completely wipes him out. Stonewall penalty wasn't given. So maybe this is just a bit of retribution for that. But overall, I think Leeds deserved to win the game anyway. They got back into the game with 2 pretty fortunate goals, to be honest, the way that they fell to them. Very lucky to get back into the game like they did. But Wolves didn't play horrendously badly by any stretch of the imagination. They were in the game. It's just that we'd outscored them, and we put 3 in the back of the net. Then they got those 2 lucky goals. Like, the goals themselves are lucky, but Wolves didn't play badly, that they didn't deserve to score. But yeah, so it became a bit tight and a bit scary towards the end. And Leeds never like to do it the easy way, do they? But Leeds United won that game. Around the grounds, though, in some of the other games, I mean, Southampton drew 3-3 with Spurs. I think some of the other teams in and around us drew as well. Chelsea and Everton, I think it was, drew as well. So a lot of the teams around us picked up 1 point and we picked up 3, which takes us up to 14th. We've got an international break now. Then we've got Arsenal, we've got Forest, we've got Palace. We've got a lot of winnable games next month. So we really need to start picking up some more points as well and build on this. But I think Grassy has done really well since he's come in. We look so much more organised. We still go forward and create chances. It's just that we need to be a bit more clinical. And in this game, we actually were clinical, and it shows what we can do. Scoring 4 goals, it shows what we can do when we actually take our chances. So yeah, we gave ourselves a platform to be able to win that game by going 3-0 up. So yeah. Unbelievable 3 points for Leeds United, absolutely massive to get those away from home, and then we've got some games against Forest at home, Palace at home, games that we really need to be winning. But obviously you'll see all the content from those games on the channel as and when they happen. Thanks for watching this one. I just wanted to get on here and do one of my old school sort of match reactions off the dome, what I thought about the game, because I haven't done one in ages. But yes, like I say, hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, hit that like button, get your comments in down below, and I'll see you next time on Leeds Lately.